it's pretty nice because this is the first time I think you've been on time, 𝗖𝗓𝗡𝗧. It's pretty nice.
Well, it looks like there's 1, 2, 3, and there's no Ian.
No Ian. Well, yeah, I just saw him. He's supposed to be here 9 a.m. PST. Welcome everybody for tuning in to the show today. We appreciate you guys having here. Make sure to smash that like button. But I looked for Ian and I don't know. He's playing hooky. He's out fishing. Well, he didn't call. Did he call out of work today, guys? Did you get an email that he was going to be missing?
Definitely. First message I got when I wake up. I will not be on the show today.
Okay. Well, at least he let somebody know, and we don't have to report him to HR for missing meetings, missing important meetings. I'm so glad I got out of the corporate world because you used to have to do that. You just have to call in and be like, hey, excuse me, I'm not going to make it to work today. I'm not going to make it to the meeting. It's like, dude, Ian's out there fishing, living his best life. Good for him, man. Good for Ian.
That is good, man.
I'm not sure. Those can't all be from one day, all those fish.
Oh, dude, yeah. They go out there and they fucking, they crush it. Well, he does say, what an epic few days in the middle of the ocean. So I can't, dude, that's a fucking fatty. Look
at the other one. The one in the bottom left was the biggest one. You could tell because he's like really flexing to hold it up.
Over under, how many chewing tobacco dips does this guy put in a day?
That's Sam Bankman-Fried after he's eaten a few burgers.
Fuck you, Sam Bankman. Fuck you, Sam Bankman-Fried. You fucking, what does Big Boy say? You fucking criminal. Oh my goodness.
That dude. One. Look at his chest. He's flexing hard to keep that thing up.
It's probably what, 80 pounds?
That would be in middleweight with him having it out.
Yeah,
that's literally 80 pounds right there. Beautiful fish. May he rest in peace. I don't know what this fish did to deserve this death by the hands of a UFC fighter. Just kidding. That probably tastes so good. What else does he have here? That one's ugly, eh?
Yeah, it's ugly.
That one deserved to go. Look at the fucking teeth.
Catfish, right? No.
Look at his hands all slimy. That one deserved to go. This guy. Yeah, he was pretty. He should have been alive. Anyways, I hate. I don't like fishing. It's like I feel bad. Like I can never I put the hook in its mouth. And I'm like, fuck. I'm so sorry, little guy. Like trying to rush to get it out to throw it back in. They're flopping. Fishing's just not my thing.
What's that? Can't sit still for that long. It's not.
Meanwhile, Jake just, hey man, what steakhouse are we going to in Miami?
Oh. Yeah, cows? Different story. Well, no, here's the thing. I will eat fish all day. It's just like the act of fucking catching it and just taking a live fish and just stuffing it in a cooler of ice boxes with its other dead friends it's tough on the soul for me. But I can eat it all day. I can eat cows all day. I probably wouldn't be able to kill a cow or a chicken. I don't think I'd be able to do that. I've never really killed anything. I know a lot of friends though, but I'm not against hunting and things like that. It's like I understand you need to do it. It's part of nature, right? These fish, if we weren't fishing, there would probably be an overpopulation in the waters. It's like it's part of the evolution, but I'm fine eating it. I just have a hard time killing it per se.
Too many bones in fish for me.
I eat the bones.
Yourself. Well, just to do it yourself, it just seems like always picking it out your teeth and choking on bones. Don't have the patience for that. Give me it in a restaurant, easy. Someone else fillet it, and off I go.
You go over there in Europe when you guys have your fish, and they come with the eyes still in.
They do that in Mexico too.
First time I went to Europe, I saw that. I was like, "What the hell? This is not appetizing. Like, I don't want to see this."
They do. They actually. They grill it literally as the whole fish, and then just bring it to you. And then obviously you've got. It's not just the eyes that you're seeing, but you've got all the bones, all the scales, and you're just left to fend for yourself. And I'm not about that.
Yeah, I have no problem doing that. Like they bring it out on the head and you just eat through the body. I mean, it's a nice presentation. I mean, could I do without it? Yes, but it is a nice presentation. Shout out to Pineapple Steph. Shout out to Richard is balling. Whole entire crew is here. Victor, how we doing? Everybody, 𝗖𝗓𝗡𝗖𝗧. What does that say? 𝗖𝗓𝗡𝗧. Oh, I guess someone has a mock account. Hi, 𝗖𝗓𝗡𝗧. I'm 𝗖𝗓𝗡𝗧. Okay, I was just reading out. That's the first time I saw it. Check out Titter. We will check out Titter as well. JD, is this a live AMA? Nope, this is pre-recorded, but I am able to pull up your comments. Just kidding. Yep, we are live, guys. It is 9:08 a.m. here in California. It is 11:08 a.m. in Texas, where 𝗖𝗓𝗡𝗧𝗏 is at, and it's 5:08 p.m.
No, we had the clocks go back, so it's 4:08. Daylight savings here, isn't it? So there you go. But yeah, 4:08 in Lisbon.
Actually, the ocean is overfished in the next 20 years. There will be a problem or what? Oh shit. Well, maybe we shouldn't be fishing, gentlemen. And
the problem is the because everyone is fishing so much, and everyone obviously goes for the biggest fish, the most meat. There's not enough adult fish. So the fish keep getting smaller and smaller and smaller because they don't have as long to mate. They don't survive as long. And that's why fish keep getting like smaller. If you look in Japan, every single year they have, they do that sushi thing. So they auction off like the first tuna of the year. And I think that it like peaked in like the 80s. And since then they're getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And that's due to the fact that they keep on hunting. Well, but you know what the Japanese are like with whales, just literally like they hate whales. They just go after them. Literally, you can't go near Japan if you're a whale because you won't last.
But if you're a crypto whale,
I don't know. I wouldn't even risk it.
Yeah, I wouldn't. China. Yeah, I wouldn't go over there.
That's why I'm from Mount Gox.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it sounds like the traditional case of humans fucking things up. Sounds like it's we fuck up the earth, we fuck up the world, we fuck up the ocean. Are we surprised though? Are we surprised? Like that's what we do, So
we're very good at it.
We're very good at destroying things. Now I want to take a quick look. We had 2 big deaths here this week. Now one of them was Takeoff. He's a rapper in the Migos. He was shot and fatally killed in Houston over what we believe is a game of dice. Very, very preventable death. We have another death that occurred in the crypto space, actually, a developer here. Now, we don't have all of the information, but what we do have is a tweet that he put out a couple days before his death. Let's take a look at this. So he tweeted out, and was this his actual name on his Twitter account, @DeleteShitcoin, or is that like a new account?
I think so.
Okay, so he tweeted out, this is the founder of MakerDAO. He said, CIA and Mossad and pedo elite are running some kind of sex trafficking entrapment blackmail ring out of Puerto Rico and the Caribbean islands. They're going to frame me with a laptop planted by my ex-girlfriend who was a spy. They will torture me to death. That was his tweet. 3 days later, it turns out that MakerDAO co-founder Nikolai Muchgian has been found dead in San Juan, Puerto Rico, 3 days after tweeting this from his personal Twitter account. And apparently he was found dead drowning. That's what happened.
Well, he drowned first, then he was found dead. But yes, in that order.
well, did he though? Did he drown first, or was he dead and then was found drowning? Because it sounds like
I thought that if I was going to fake my own death, drowning would be a very good way to do it. Because let's say you walk in, you're wearing your swimming shorts, right? You get a little small oxygen tank, slip it in there. Like, is that an oxygen tank? Or are you pleased to see me? But walk in, you flail around a bit, you're drowning, right? And then oxygen tank, go underwater, 100 meters down. Everyone's seen Dom walk in, flailing, drowning, go underwater for 100 meters with the oxygen tank, walk about the beach, off I go. Mexico, never see me again.
I don't know. Yes.
Dom, you thought that out way
You're obviously
too fast.
You're obviously a deep conspiracy theorist. Holy shit. I mean, dude, like, there's no,
it's not my plan if things go wrong in crypto.
Was the body recovered? That's the question. Was the body recovered? If the body's recovered, he's dead. But if the body was never recovered and he just disappeared into the depths of the oceans, then yeah, that's valuable. But like, was the body recovered? He was found dead.
Is this an official announcement that's not on Twitter?
Yeah, Dan Da Silva tweeted it, dude. It's real.
Somebody actually, I don't know if he's been found dead, but he was seen walking in.
Right,
so found dead. Found dead means the body was found. Let's read what CoinDesk has to. A 29-year-old man's body was pulled. Yeah, he's dead from the currents Friday morning off a beach in Condado area of San Juan, El Nuevo Dio.
So his body is located already. So
yeah, his body was found. So he's dead. According to the news article, Nikolai Muchgian was dragged by water currents close to Condado Beach. Beach patrols managed to retrieve his body from the ocean, but there were no vital signs. This area is known for its dangerous, strong ocean currents that have caused several fatalities, according to the paper. Muchgian contributed to the development of multiple blockchain projects and was heralded as a prolific architect of blockchain-based decentralization platforms. Most notably, he was MakerDAO's founder, Rue Christensen's original tech partner on the project, and worked on the protocol between and its decentralized stablecoin DAI between 2015 and 2018. So he had the stablecoin DAI, which is a top 15 stablecoin.
Yeah, a lot of people don't. A lot of people in the degen scene don't necessarily resonate or know MakerDAO because their token isn't like they do have a token that isn't DAI, but yeah, they are like the DeFi protocol that people deposit their ETH, lend against it. It was like the original decentralized stablecoin collateralized by deposits. So a lot of people don't know MakerDAO, but obviously they do know DAI. So MakerDAO are absolutely huge. Like as a protocol, they've been around since 2014, maybe. And then yeah, DAI came out as like it's the only decentralized stablecoin. There's arguments that it isn't technically decentralized because half of their collateral was USDC, but now they're trying to move away from that because obviously USDC did the blacklisting. So yeah, but DAI is the only decentralized stablecoin.
Shout out to Bree. Welcome, Bree. We love you. Pineapple Steph said, did he though? Fake death possible? I mean, they found his body. So I don't think a fake death is possible. The question that we should be asking though is like, you know, why did he do this tweet 3 days before and then he ends up dying? It's pretty.
Well, that's the second person because
he ends up drowning.
Who's the guy, the crazy guy that made
John McAfee?
Yeah, John McAfee. Kind of the same situation. Bottom line is when it comes to the government, just keep your mouth shut.
I don't even like talking about this right now. I don't even like, you know, I'm like scared to talk about this shit.
That's why I'm so quiet.
Yeah, B-Roots, as soon as I pulled it up, go back. As soon as I pulled it up, B-Roots got up and walked away. He was like, oh fuck, I'm getting out of here. You literally got up, bro.
When he's arguing back about being bullish or bearish, I know how I'll just say CIA.
Yeah.
Sad. And then he'll stop arguing with me and he'll just leg it out. That's why he wears those glasses, you know.
Yeah, it is. Harvey, you all right, mate? Is Harvey from London?
He is.
Harvey, you all right, mate? You all right?
Harvey Woods.
Right. That was my favorite thing. So one more thing on this note, it's like, I mean, look, there has to be some funny business going on. He's got the 14th largest cryptocurrency project in the world. Obviously a lot of money. I mean, what did he know? What was he doing that pissed the government off? We're going to have to see. But I mean, he literally tweeted out 3 days before on 10/28. He said the CIA and Mossad and pedo elite are running some kind of sex trafficking and entrapment blackmail ring out of Puerto Rico and Caribbean islands. They're going to frame me with a laptop planted by my ex-girlfriend who's a spy.
Though, eventually, like,
fuck, this is scary.
If it's an entrapment ring, either if his girlfriend was a spy, then then his version, yeah, that would be correct. But if not, I mean, he could have just had dodgy shit on his laptop and have been doing this to cover his arse. Nobody ever thinks of that possibility. Everyone jumps straight to the conspiracy. But I mean, if you've got dodgy stuff on your laptop and you're about to get caught by somebody, then I mean, that's something that you would tweet to get it off your back, and then you can blame government. Say that you've been framed before it comes out that you've actually had dodgy shit on your laptop. But everybody loves the CIA angle instead.
Now, if something happens with DAI and MakerDAO and the market crashes,
which it will.
Dom, I don't want you to be like, I told you so, because I'm going full speculation to say that dude is running away with something. He got something on MakerDAO, and that could be the reason why, the market crashed because, something happened with Maker and it pulled Ethereum down. I could see this happening in the next week or two.
That's the cool thing about this.
So I'm not giving you that if that does happen.
See, this is a problem when you have like bullish people, right? It's like it's they do this thing where like it's when you're bearish, like it's you are believe there's going to be some sort of black swan event, but bulls, when they are wrong, they'll say, well, that was a black swan event, how would I have known that? Otherwise it wouldn't be right. But that's what happens when the market crashes. It doesn't crash off the back of anything, so you can't say, well, no, because that was a special thing. It's either you believe something has broken or is going to break and therefore you're bearish, or you're bullish. You can't plead the fifth.
Well, I'm just telling you what crypto people like to do. And I can see that being a story later on because I've seen it all the time. But it doesn't matter because the bottom is in.
Oh, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that right after this donation, guys. Many the Whale, Cult, Revolt, Vemp, 3 projects I think all of us are in. Vemp has a little under 7 million in assets under management, 4.5 million in total value locked over all staking pools. Add those two numbers and compare it to our market cap. You'll see that we are insanely undervalued. Yeah, and Dom, we actually did the Gokhshtein media interview, which is going to be airing here in about 45 minutes, which I'm excited about. And we talked about this. Can we chat about this in a little bit more detail? Just can you kind of just explain to me and 𝗖𝗓𝗡𝗧 exactly how bullish Vemp is, and relating it to the fact that you guys have, sorry, my phone is literally I hear my voice, my stream just started playing on YouTube. But can you explain why it's so bullish, how much you guys have in your assets compared to your market cap, and why, just based off the numbers, Vemp is extremely undervalued?
Absolutely. So it's one of the few tokens that I am bullish on, and that is because we actually have some sort of safety net, and we're not just code backed by absolutely nothing. Just like how MakerDAO has its own assets, which is what it lends against to produce DAI as a stable coin. We own, and you can literally go onto our website, v-empire.io, and click asset reports, top right corner, and you can see the latest half-year report that states every single asset we own. So 90 land parcels in Sandbox across 6x6 and 5 3x3 estates. We got 30 in Decentraland. We own one of the top 250 rarest Bored Apes. We own tens and, in fact, hundreds of NFT protocols, as well as venture deals that we've done. For example, we were the first investor into a token called Soulbound, which went on to have the round led by Animoca Brand. So we invested 100K in the seed round, and they will be IDOing at 15x. So that's 1.5 mil from one of our investments, and we're worth 4 million market cap at the moment, 4.5 million. So that's just one. That's one investment. The Bored Ape, top 250 rarest, that's worth 250,000 at least. Add in all of the Sandbox estates, and you're probably there. So that's one of the reasons why I'm bullish on Vemp, is that even though the market obviously, cares a lot more about shiny things and marketing and hype and FOMO, what we have is actual value that you can look on an asset report. You can look in wallets. You can see what's owned and what's actually there, and it's tangible. It can be sold, and it can be used to buy back and defend the price. So that's why I don't have any worries about being defensive. And you should know that when somebody is an uber bear like me, I'm going to have all the right protections in place for my own token. So yeah, take a look on the report. You can literally see everything there. All of it can be fact checked. Like you can see in the deployer wallet, most of that stuff on multi-chains. So yeah, we are officially undervalued. It's not
crazy.
It's not me being like bullish or saying like, oh, we're cheap. It's like our assets are worth more than our market cap, full stop. That is a true statement. So I can say it without it being worried about not financial advice, because that is a fact that I'm stating. Our market cap is lower than our assets.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's factual. Like the market cap is lower than the assets. We saw this thing pump when you guys first came out. 𝗖𝗓𝗡𝗖𝗧, name another token in DeFi that's doing what Vemp's doing. Obviously, this is coming from Dom's previous experience working in the financial markets and doing financial reports. But it's like, do you know another token that's doing a 40-page half-year earnings report, having their assets, like making it this professional? Like most tokens that we talk about, they last for less than a week. It's like, look what Dom's doing with Vempire, man. It's very, 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 very professional, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's not even close. It's actually kind of ahead of its time as far as doing things like this. Most projects wouldn't even think about putting the time like this. They write their white paper, and it's like, that's it. That's the end of them writing. It's the beginning of their writing. Yeah. Or maybe we'll do a V2 and we decide to change our whole project and our own ticker. But for the most part, yeah, no one else is doing that. The one that's closest to doing it would be Cult, but somebody within the community would have to present that, because nobody runs it. So that'd be the difference.
I didn't see the DBI video yet, but I'm pretty sure that's from the dev, right? The dev. That guy was hilarious. I don't know if you've seen that guy. I thought he was fake. He actually turns out to be pretty real. Everybody wants to talk about proof of means. B-Roots, any updates on proof of memes right now? The community's in here pretty strong. Any latest updates?
V2 website is out, and rumors of a launch on the website a launch on the actual chain is next week. So we will have them on 𝗖𝗢𝗡𝗘𝗖𝗧, and you're starting to see the I think what a lot of people see as a buy the rumor, sell the news type event. But you're going to also get a buy the rumor, get your copy of FOMC chain and FOMG. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes and see the arbitrage between whatever it gets listed at and the trading that goes on FOMG to where ETH 2.0 is at. And we'll see here. They've just got off of a meeting with Binance Labs, heard that everything went well. There's a few projects in there with them pitching their project, and from what I hear, every single one of them had their phones down, not looking at their laptops, asking questions, and all the other projects. A lot of them were like, "We heard this already." So it'll be interesting to see where it goes from here, and it sounds like they're getting into the VC world too. See where that goes, and see what comes in as far as that.
Nice.
But it seems like the people that are in the project are in it for the long haul, and we will see where the growth goes from here. Right now, it's all eyes on that project in the micro meme coin space, and see what comes of that. We'll find out very soon.
Absolutely. And I had to change that to Dominic Vemp and I am B-Roots. But yeah, I mean, it's exciting. I'm actually going to be on a panel with Roger from Proof of Memes when we're speaking at the CentralCon in Miami, which is going to be very, very exciting. Now, Dom, the FOMC meeting was yesterday. What happened? Let's chat about that, because sitting next to me is the most bullish man in crypto who says the bottom's in. Sitting across from me, Dominic, who's in Portugal, is AKA the Doom King. He believes we're going lower. He's mentioned a 4K Bitcoin. So we're going to have a friendly debate here, or it might not be friendly. We're going to see, because one believes the bottom is in. One believes that you must be crazy if you think the bottom is in. Dom, let me take it with you. The FOMC meeting was yesterday. Talk to me. What happened?
So it started out really well in the fact that they changed so everyone was expecting 75 basis points because that was what was priced in. That was rumored. And that is exactly what was delivered. And in fact, they wrote two sentences underneath, which is what made the market initially rally. So they wrote that they will be taking into account the cumulative effect of previous rate hikes and their latency to show through. So everybody took that as we're going to start slowing down. And then market rallied, everything was pumping. And as per usual, Jerome Powell comes on in the speech and just stops everyone out. Like, bull, stops out the bears, straight back down, stops out all the bulls. But I've got a video to show, which is to tell you. So Jerome Powell, this is the most insane thing I've ever seen in FOMC Fed press conference. And yes, I do watch them all, whether you think that's sad or not, anything.
Sad.
But
Sad.
I find them very, very interesting. And this is the most mental thing I've ever seen happen. Somebody has basically tricked Jerome Powell into giving his honest opinion on where he wants the market to go. And how they did that was that originally, like I said, the markets were rallying. So the person asks him, markets are responding positively to your report. What do you say to that? And you should show what he says, because he makes it very, very clear that he will not react well to the market moving up, and that will increase his hawkishness. Like, it wasn't the pivot everyone was expecting. It was outright so hawkish. Like this guy here.
Let's take a look at this. And do we play the full video?
You don't have to play the thing, but he makes it pretty clear after.
Like, I want to watch it. I want to watch it. I'm just wondering, it's 2 minutes. Do we play the full video? Is that like?
First off, I just want to say the way this guy takes off his glasses and asks this stupid question makes me see that this is the most manipulated, dumb thing to believe when I hear this.
Dom, how bullish is B-Roots? He hasn't even heard the question.
I don't need to hear the question. I saw the way he just put it back down when you reversed it. Like, come on, man. Oh my gosh, I don't trust that man. For that, that's all planned out. This guy's a planner.
And bond markets. Just a quick follow.
Yeah, who does that? It's like take them off. Just take off the glasses. Let's watch the video though. We're gonna play the audio. Let's watch this video.
Quick follow. The stock and bond markets are reacting positively to your announcement so far. Is that something you wanted to see? Is that a problem, or how much that might affect your future policy to see this positive reaction?
You know, we're not targeting any one or two particular things. You know, our message should be, what I'm trying to do is make sure that our message is clear, which is that we think we have a ways to go. We have some ground to cover with interest rates before we get to that level of interest rates that we think is sufficiently restrictive. And putting that in the statement and identifying that as a goal is an important step. And that's meant to put that question really as the important one now going forward. I've also said that we think that the level of rates that we estimated in September, the incoming data suggests that that's actually going to be higher. And that's been the pattern. I mean, I would have little confidence that the forecast, if we made a forecast today, if we were doing an SEP today, you know, the pattern has been that one after another, they go up, and, you know, that'll end when it ends. But there's no sense that inflation is coming down. It just, if you look at I have a table of the last 12 months of 12-month readings, and there's really no pattern there. We're exactly where we were a year ago. So, okay. So I would also say it's premature to discuss pausing, and it's not something that we're thinking about. That's really not a conversation to be had now. We have a ways to go. And the last thing I'll say is that I would want people to understand our commitment to getting this done, and to not making the mistake of not doing enough, or the mistake of withdrawing our strong policy and doing that too soon.
Okay, so let's take this to Dom first. In layman's terms, 𝗖𝗎𝗓𝗏s is sleeping. I got literally the most bullish and the most bearish guy in the world in here. 𝗖𝗎𝗓𝗏s is sleeping. Dom's fucking hyped up about bad news. Dom, in layman's terms, what does this mean?
So basically, he is the chairman of the Federal Reserve, which is in charge of printing money, interest rates, quantitative tightening, quantitative easing. Somebody said to him, how do you feel that the market is reacting positively to your news today? And he repeated one after another that they are going to stick with this. They are going to get inflation down. Inflation is not dropping. We have not hit the peak of our rates, and we will get the job done. Like, this was pure, I do not want the market to rally. And when it does, it makes me even more hawkish and will put interest rates up more. Somebody tricked him into giving the truth. Why
does he not want the markets to rally though? Like, wouldn't he want the markets to rally?
No, not at all, because so in order to get inflation down, you need to tighten financial conditions. And that's why you've got the quantitative easing. Easing financial conditions is printing money, lowering interest rates. It floods the market with liquidity. Everything goes up. Everyone's making money. Everyone's spending money. So to do the opposite, which is exactly what they did in COVID, and why everybody had so much money chucking around that everything went nuts. And the spillover is that everything got overheated. And now he has to do the opposite. He needs people to be poor in order to stop spending money, because then inflation will drop. So every time the markets start going nuts on this pivot rumor, he has to go back in and say, no, I'm not doing that. Stop pumping the market, because every time the market pumps, conditions ease. And if conditions ease, people still make money. They're still spending it. Inflation will become entrenched. And that is what he doesn't want. So he is creating this crash in the stock market. So the stock market will almost always bleed through onto crypto. So after this press conference, the only bullish narrative that everyone was sticking to was pivot, pivot, pivot. And he outright said, in fact, we're further away from pivoting than we were last meeting. We've got to do more, and we will get this done. And further on in the press conference, he outright said we would rather tighten too much than too little, which means that he will go until they break something. And at that point, he said that we can ease conditions a lot easier than we can contract them, which is bullish for when we eventually do hit the bottom. But every time that we keep bouncing back on this pivot news, it's just delaying the eventual crash where we can get the money printer back on and we can all be bullish. But until that time, all of these like scam pivot pumps are just delaying the process. So your bullishness, 𝗖𝗡𝗡𝗘𝗖𝗧, is actually delaying the bull.
Well, real quick, before we get to
every time I'm looking at the price of Bitcoin right now, and it's literally going up as Dom speaking. every time. Actually, please keep speaking. The price keeps going up. Every time. Here you go. Buy the rumor, sell the news. It's just complete opposite. It's already priced in. We know what they're going to do. When they crashed back in June, we had no idea, and therefore the price was crashing. But now, for the longest time, we know that inflation needs to kick in. We know that this is what they're going to do. Everyone was guessing 0.5 or 0.75, 0.5 or 75 basis points or 50%. We knew it was going to go up. It's already priced in. So the bottom is in because everybody and their mom knows that the inflation's too high, job rates are low, blah, blah, blah. They've already brought the markets down to that point. And now we sit sideways until he's done, and then we go up.
Dom, let me ask you a question. So you mentioned the fact that he needs Jerome Powell. He wants people to essentially go broke to stop spending money so that he can inevitably turn on the money printer and ease the market, right? Introduce quantitative easing. Why does he need people to go broke and stop spending money ahead of that? Why can't he just turn on the money printer now? Like, if it's going to be inevitable, why don't you just do it? Why do you need to take money out of the market in order to print more money?
It's not that it's not one that's linking to the other. It's that in order to get inflation down, people need to have, it needs to be tighter financial conditions. Therefore, people need to have higher expenses so that they aren't spending as much money because they're paying higher mortgage rates or higher car lease rates. The quantitative easing doesn't necessarily come after as anything. That is the worst case scenario. So eventually, if he overdoes it, if he tightens too much, he raises interest rates too much, and the dollar gets too strong, other nations blow up and it affects the US, then he is saying that if it does get really, really bad, which is what he's trying to do, then worst comes to worst, he will print money again. And then that will ease it back. But he can't just turn the money printer on now because he is printing money into inflation that will get 10 times worse. So what he is saying is that the risk of doing too little, aka pivoting too quickly, is much higher than if he was to do too much, crash the markets, because then he can always just turn the printer back on. So this is why it wasn't priced in whatsoever. If you look at the chart as of, in fact, I've got it. I don't know if it's on the screen or.
Yep, you're good.
It's basically going sideways. It went up to 20,008 and then went back down to 20,002.
Well, you can see exactly because this chart was from earlier today, and you can see that this was before the press conference at the very top at the 3,900. Then we dropped down all the way to 3,700. Right? You look on.
And real quick, what is this that we're looking at? This isn't Bitcoin. What are you showing us?
This is the S&P 500. So if I show you another tab quickly. There we go.
Manipulation.
Go on to here. So you can see this is right here was when he announced it with the this was when they added the two lines at the bottom that tricked everybody. It went straight up, and this is when he started talking. It went all the way down to 3,700, exactly the bottom part on that chart. And then we've gone up to 745, which is exactly the second line on that previous chart. And that is the new range. So that is where I have my shorts, and I'm pretty sure that I would have got entered in on my shorts
What time frame is this?
No. Pending order executed.
5 minutes.
So this is yeah. So if you go, if I go back and show you the chart, if you remember these levels here, 746, and back here 3,700, and then if I stop sharing, then share the other one again.
You would say 𝗖𝗧𝗛𝗧.
Ushi.
No. Say 𝗖𝗧𝗧.
Ishi.
So there you go. You can see right here that we went down to 3,700, the bottom yellow line, and we bounced back up to 3,746, and we just tested it. We went down, we've tested it again, and now we're going down again. And this is sort of the range that we are in at present in the S&P 500. So I'm not necessarily bearish on like Bitcoin or Ethereum. I am bearish on the stock market. I know that that will impact those two. I am bullish on the dollar, and I know that that will negatively impact the others, because my background was derivatives trading in the stock market. So that is exactly what I know. And the other things move. Foreign exchange and stocks move Bitcoin. It has not separated from being a risk asset yet. Eventually, fingers crossed, it will. But right now, it will follow stocks, and it's holding up very, very well at this level. But it seems like 20,400 has flipped to resistance. And yeah, I mean, it's pretty much inevitable that we will end up testing the bottom half of the range again.
And where is the bottom half of the range? What number was that?
So for the S&P, I was talking about, that's like 3,100, which is a good 12% like drop from here. And Bitcoin, I think that would take us back down to the lows. I think it's inevitable we retest the lows, and I think that it is very likely that at that point something will break in the normal market, which will cause it to drop.
Bitcoin's not going anywhere.
Roots, I want to give you a time to answer, guys. If you guys are enjoying this, this is one of my favorite shows to do, because I learned so much. Like Dom, the way that Dom's brain works, and like how he pulls up these charts and has his fucking shorts in, timing the market, watching Jerome Powell more than I watch Netflix is insane. And B-Roots also on the other side has great information. B-Roots, feel free to pull some charts too. Remember the 300-week moving average you pulled up last time, like was great information. But B-Roots, I want to give you time to rebuttal. Dom says the low is not in. We're going lower. He just presented some valuable points. What do you think? What do you say?
We're doing nothing but going sideways, and we've been doing that since June. You can't say the same thing for the stock market. You can say that for Bitcoin. The whales in Bitcoin run the game. So I saw somebody say that earlier, and they're 100% correct. However, they're not getting that price below 17.5. The 300-week moving average is not happening. So everyone's wanting that crash. That crash can happen from $30,000 down to $20,000. And there's your crash that you want. But guess what? You should have been buying at 17, 18, 19, because you're doing and you're thinking like the sheep are thinking. Because everybody is like little sheep going into little things saying, I can't wait to get to the price lower. I want to get the price lower. I can't wait to get. You're not getting it. It's not going to happen. It's not going to come. And if you get lucky and it does go down, Coinbase will be closed down. Binance will be closed down. KuCoin will be closed down. And you will not be able to get that low. And when they open back up, they'll be right back above 17.5. And automatically, boop, you can now get on Coinbase. You can now get on Binance. You can now get on KuCoin and buy your Bitcoin back at the price that we are at today. Meanwhile, you sold thinking you were going to get back lower at $4,000. And before you know it, the price is at $25,000 before you can blink your eyes. This is what happens in crypto. That's simple. The low is in. And if you're lucky to happen, most likely all the Europeans are going to be sleeping when it happens. Now, like Dom's got all these crazy little bots that probably ping him in his sleep to wake him up to try to get that low.
Dom's fighting like a smile. When you're speaking, he's fighting
every
like a
single
smile.
one of you in the chat right now, especially if you're from Europe, you ain't getting no low because it's going to happen when America's awake. That's the truth. And that's what every single low of crypto happened while Americans are awake and around that little 12 o'clock, 1:30 area when the news is getting out. And you wake up and you just see this big ass wick go whoop, whoop, right back. And you're like, what the hell just happened?
Look, the chat.
I just told you 13 years of history of Bitcoin in wicks. So if Dom gets his low, I promise you. No, let me not do that. Let me reverse that. I don't promise you. The history states that you will not be able to buy that low. And within the week, it will be right back over 17.5. However, I believe that the low is already in. And limit orders won't work either. You'll be surprised. I saw someone just put limit orders. Oh, no. See, that's what a lot of people don't get. Your limit orders, the last crash, a lot of people didn't get their limit orders. Nobody got it. And you know what their excuse was? Our systems were down.
Yes, I remember that.
And what happened? Whoop, right back up. So if you think you're going to get your limit orders, it's not happening. Get your favorite assets, buy them now, because you ain't getting it later and you're not getting it lower. That simple.
And Dom, I see you have a chart pulled up. We'll pull up in a second, but let's explain that because I remember when Bitcoin was at all-time highs and it crashed to like 50K. Coinbase was down, Voyager was down, Binance was down. Like, is that just pure corruption and manipulation from the exchanges? Maybe not wanting people to sell, or what is that? Maybe not wanting people to buy? Why do the exchanges go down when there's massive influx in price?
Well, it's a mixture of the two, really. I mean, most of the time it's to prevent people from panicking. So it's not done necessarily. I mean, it is like, pretty much scammy, but
scammy.
It's very scammy.
It's like the manipulation, dude. Like they all go down at the same time.
It's manipulation, but I mean, it is technically in the best interest usually of the customer, but it doesn't really matter. It's still like,
this comment's pretty good. Beards, your teeth are so white. What toothpaste do you use? Yeah, it's a good question. I was actually curious too.
You know why my teeth look so white?
Huh.
These diamonds across these Gucci glasses that make
the fake diamonds? The fake diamonds? I need some fake diamonds in. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead. That comment was fine.
well, yeah, essentially, it's because they know that people will panic sell. And if people panic sell, they will probably also panic withdraw. So it's a little bit of, it's the same reason that the stock market puts circuit breakers in. If it drops by 7%, the S&P 500 stops trading for 15 minutes. So,
really? Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So it's legal. It's totally legal. It feels like corruption and manipulation, like just because they, but they always say it's like we're going down for maintenance issues or we have a technical issue. It's like, dude, just tell us what it is. But I guess it does save the overall market, so it's not bad.
No, I'm gonna bring the real alpha. In the last crash, they literally shut everything off. That's why I said people didn't even get their limit orders on. It was not Bittrex. Who was the main
Bitmart?
No.
Rugmart.
The main derivatives trading.
Oh, like Bybit.
3 years ago. Bybit. No, Bybit. Before Bybit.
Bitfinex?
BitMEX. When they went down, they were the reason that everything shut down. And this is the truth, what no one wants to talk about. There were so many people getting dumped on.
Not bad.
That there was not enough limit orders to cover it. And it was actually, Bitcoin was actually going to go to zero in the last crash. So the machines, and they won't talk about this, but you got to go in the chats and you'll get all this information. Their liquidations was just going crazy. So they shut everything down. So therefore Bitcoin didn't crash. And this is the funny manipulation that I'm talking about. So 2018, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was going to say the problem with even the stock market now is that like all of the exchanges, both crypto is like really bad for it, but even the stock market right now, like the amount of derivatives, as in a derivative by definition is a asset which, well, it is a vehicle that speculates on the price of an underlying asset without granting ownership to that asset. So that is like
explain that a little bit more. Like that doesn't even make sense to me.
It's fake.
So yeah, it's basically, so for example, if I the account that I showed on the previous thing, which was a broker. So in the UK, we have what's called contracts for difference and spread betting. And so you buy and sell based on the S&P 500, and you go like, for example, that limit order I got triggered into, that was like $20 a point short on the S&P 500. So every time it drops 10 points, I make $200. Every time it goes up, I lose $200. So that I don't own the contracts. I'm just speculating on the underlying asset, which means that I own nothing. And about 90% of the stock market and like 99% of the crypto market is derivatives, which means that none of it actually exists. It's all just people. It's this video that I've seen before is if I give you $1 million on a cocktail napkin, and then you give me $1 million on a cocktail napkin, and we both have $1 million on our books, and we charge each other 0.5% fees for doing that swap. Well, we earn 50K each, so it's great for us. But in reality, when push comes to shove, and our businesses are getting hit, and the bankruptcy people are coming for us, and they say, "Where's that $1 million?" and then they find out it's actually fake and it's just a cocktail napkin. That's when it really starts to matter. So it only matters when things get bad enough, and that's why I say that the reason why I'm bearish is because when you have these volatile conditions, something breaks somewhere. And in the financial system, it's so opaque that you don't necessarily know about it, which is why that all of the lenders and like Lehman Brothers were going broke before the market crashed. That's what crashed the market. In reality, they probably knew they were bankrupt for 6 months beforehand. They're not going to tell anyone because it will panic the market. And it's a self-fulfilling prophecy if they do. So there's no incentive for current financial institutions to tell people that they're doing badly, which is why, because as soon as you do, you get a run on the bank. And because of the fractional reserve banking system, which is a current banking system, what that means is that banks only need to have 10% of the assets on their books, which they own. So what that means is if 10% of my clientele as a bank withdraw their money, I am broke, because that's how the banking system works, is that you only need to keep 10% of what you get. The other 90, it can be just fake stuff that doesn't exist. So basically you take 100%, you lend out 90% to other banks. They take that 90%, they then lend it out to other banks, and they keep 10% of that 90%. Then the bank they gave it to lends out 81%, and it goes on and on. So you've just got fake money being lent for fake money, being lent for fake money, and nobody ever keeps more than 10%. So nobody's going to tell people when they're broke, because if they do, people will want their money back, and there is no money. It's not there. It doesn't exist. Therefore, their incentive is to not tell anyone until it's too late. And then everyone blows up. Yeah, if you can't tell anyone, can we have some help, please? We're struggling. Everyone immediately wants their money out of the bank. Banks are only there, and they only exist if people trust them. And that is why they cannot ask for help ever. And that's why they always screw everybody up. Because
that's the reason why the bottom is in, because the manipulation that they do, it will kill the crypto market if it goes back down to $4,000. It's not happening. The miners would be screwed. Everyone would be screwed, and they're not going to put their money in the hands of the government. That's simple. Keep talking, Dom, because the price is still going up. We went up another $100.
Yeah, Dom talks me pumped. But real quick, guys, we have
from that 730 to 750 on the stock market, I bet.
Guys, we have 185 people in here, only 45 likes. If you guys are enjoying this, getting some knowledge, do me a favor.
Screen share.
Smash that like button, guys, and let's get this up to more people. You want to do a screen share on your screen?
Yeah.
Right now, okay, we're gonna come into your screen right now. Let's take a look. Oh, that looks like it's Pornhub, not that one, B-Root. So put on the other. I'm just playing.
All right. So all you have to do is do a little simple Twitter search, so BitMEX crash. And here is a funny tweet that I just first tweet that I saw. I remember the COVID crash. I was on my honeymoon and saw everything tank. BitMEX shut down to prevent Bitcoin from going to zero. Terrifying times. Took any spare cash I had while away and bought Bitcoin and Link. I may not be a trader, but when I see irrational panic, I buy. That's simple. That simple. That shows you what
given me something incredible to come back with. You've just dug your own grave with that statement.
No. That's just one that has nothing to do with that guy, because I have no idea who that guy is. The point that I was making is they literally shut everything down in order to save Bitcoin. So they won't say that's what they did. But I was sitting there watching the liquidations and was like, oh my gosh. Like I even had like ready to buy, and I was like, I don't know about this, because I'm seeing these things getting liquidated. Pow, 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 pow. And all of a sudden just stopped. And I was like, no, that was crazy. They turned it back on, instant wick right back up. Very few people got that. Very few people. So your limit orders did not get hit. The majority of people's limit orders did not get hit. I believe something like that would happen again to stop from the bottom getting.
Dom, your charts are so insane. You got like the craziest. Most people go to CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko. Don's got option skew, bets on a crash, just some crazy shit. What are we looking at?
So essentially, the reason why I said that tweet in itself
5-0
gave this point is the tweet said it all. Is that when you have that sort of irrational fear, you buy.
CIA coming for you?
Yeah, essentially, this chart shows you that people betting on a crash is approaching all-time lows. There is no fear in the market. Twitter is very, very different to the actual market. The market has no fear right now. They are so convinced that they don't have anything to be afraid of. And the reason why is because everybody was thinking Jerome Powell will save us with his magical pivot. And he's just said that he's not going to do that. So right now, nobody is actually scared. People might be saying they're scared. They might be tweeting they're scared. But in reality, people are not betting on a crash right now. And when everybody is not betting on something happening, is usually when it does happen. There is no panic in the market. The skew index literally measures retail panic. That is what it is known to do. It's the same as the VIX, and the VIX today is dropping. The volatility index, also known as the fear index, is down today, and it's not even
I disagree with this, man.
I do too.
Yeah,
look,
everybody and their moms go on Twitter. No, go on YouTube right now, and all you will see is the market's going to crash.
But that's not the market, though. That's not the market.
That is the market.
That's content. That's influencers. That's not the
but hear this out. Hear this out.
But I agree
with
you.
All those people watching it, people watching it is the market.
I have to agree, Dom.
They are the market.
I have to agree. There's a lot. I feel like there's a lot of fear right now in the markets. I feel like it's only fear. I don't know one person that's bullish right now.
Fear and greed index.
You have this
fear and greed index.
You have this chart. Yeah, you have this chart. You know, and like numbers don't lie technically, but it's like, dude, I don't know one person that's bullish right now besides B Roots.
The thing is that people, there aren't many people who are bullish, but at the end of the day, we don't have the money. We are not the institutional funds. And this, you got to remember, this is a stock market. This is crypto. We're in the retail who love to pretend that we know about the markets, but we don't in reality. And we don't decide which way the market goes. And that is why retail is always seen as a reverse indicator. So right now, this is retail that this is measuring. This is the option skew. And this is measuring retail fear versus panic. And right now, there has never been a stock market bear market in history that has bottomed without the VIX, which is the volatility index, peaking above 45. Right now, it's at 25. Like in history, there's never been a single bear market where it has been in excess of that ever in history.
B-Roots is dancing.
Screenshot this. Oh, I got a good one right here.
B-Roots is dancing. He's dancing. What's going on with B-Roots right now?
Oh, let me give you this real quick. Hold on. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
Can you see this, Jake?
Yep.
Feed and Greer index for crypto since 2018. As you can see, whenever we reach this low, which is every bear market, it bounces back and goes to new all-time highs or some type of high, a major high.
Not every time, not all time.
Not every time. Yeah,
it
not all
goes,
the time, but a major high.
Looks like double. It doubles.
Yes. Look at this. 2021, boom, it went up.
Let me ask you a question.
Maybe
Why was the fear in May of 2021 were good times?
May was pretty hit or miss because it was that's when the market started crashing.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I'll always say, you know, sell in May, go away. Basically,
you're right. It did, yeah.
So right here, isn't that when B Roots called the bottom?
There's a trend reversal.
Wait, so we're seeing this trend.
No, trend's broken.
It's time to go up. It'll go down. It will go down, and just the trend's not broken yet.
Go back to one. You see where the one before your bottom call. No, that one. The one with the little one. There's an outlier in between
in the middle.
those.
Like right before your bottom call. The one right before your bottom call. Go right. Go right.
No,
go right. Right there. Right there.
Okay.
That has broken the trend.
How did it break it?
Because it didn't go back up like the rest of them. It hit the same exact level and it didn't go up. It broke the trend right there by only getting to that 50 line.
What it's doing, it's proving my point. It's proving my point. The bottom is in. It's the bottom of the macro cycle.
He just says that.
Let's go to
my point is the bottom is in and it proves it.
The previous macro cycle.
Let's see it.
Is in 2018. Boom, sideways. It was broken right there. But we were just doing nothing but going sideways this whole time. And then we went up, and then COVID crash.
Could be valid. It doesn't look like it really broke it too much, Tom.
So what I'm saying is you're going to get sideways action for a long period of time. 2018 was the bottom of the crypto market. Yes, you had your ups and we're going back to all-time high. Nope, crash back down. Oh, we're going back to it. Nope, crash back down. Going back to it. Nope, crash back down. And then all of a sudden, COVID crash. We had to spend some time going sideways, up, new all-time highs. What I'm telling you is this right here is like this back over here. We got to go sideways. We're not going to go. I'm not saying we're going to go up back to all-time highs. I say we can go back to $30,000, and that's like, we're going back to all-time high, and then crash back down. That's the point I'm making. This is sideways time for crypto. There's going to be little events, news events here and there.
You going to Miami?
There's going to be all kinds of events that happen. We all know that the interest rates are going up. So the whales are going to play to that. They know that.
What does the chat think? Guys? What do you think? Do you think the bottom is in? Don't say yes or no. Either say moon, aka the Moon King, or say Doom, aka the Doom King. And it looks like I missed a $20 donation. Okay, let me see that. Jake, me from DJ Legend, my guy, he runs the Volt Instagram page. He said, Jake, me and Crypto Volt Girl are throwing a Volt Inu Vegas party in a suite soon when we hit 500 million market cap, free drinks, food, and live DJ. Must hold a VDSC NFT to get in and some Volt Inu. I'm down, bro. Are you kidding me? I will 100% be there. B Roots, I'm flying your ass out too. Private when we hit a 500 million market cap.
Make sure you pick me up in the hangar. You know the rules.
That private flight's a little too expensive to fly across the pond, but I'll get you a nice little United flight. And we're going to check out Volt in just a second because it's absolutely gushing. It's pumping today. But put in the chat, guys, Moon or Doom? Who do you agree with? I don't know. We got a couple. We got Moon, we got Doom, we got Moon, we got Doom. It's pretty much 50-50. I'm seeing actually a little bit more Moons. Bottom is in only for Vemp and Colt. I'm seeing more Moons, to be honest. More people are agreeing with B Roots. This is obviously a small poll, but there's more Moons coming in right now for B Roots. And to be honest, I think Dom makes a lot of valid points. I honestly don't think that the bottom is in yet. I don't think we're going to go down to a 4K level like he says, but I just don't feel very, very bullish at all. I don't know anybody else that feels bullish, and I think we will drop below 17.5. But B Roots, you're kind of putting a safety net in there. You're like, hey, even if we do drop below 17.5, you're not going to be able to buy it, which is Well, if we go below 17.5, the bottom.
Well, that's like Dom saying, like, hey, I'm just hedging my bets by going short, but I got my altcoins. That's going to make me go long. It's the same thing. It's literally the same exact argument.
The great thing about working in crypto is that if I'm bearish and wrong, all of my crypto goes up. So I can be happy either way. As in, I don't have to be upset if I'm wrong, which is a great part of being bearish. However, if you're bullish and then we go down, then not only are your coins down, but you are also wrong.
Well, you only lose if you sell.
Well, that's true.
So this is the point I'm making. If you are right, and I won't say I'm 100% right, this is just how I'm playing it. Neither of us know what's going to really happen. We don't know. It's just we don't control the markets. This is just how we're playing it. That's how Dom's playing it. So if Dom's right, absolutely shake his hand. You're right. If I'm right, he's gonna shake my hand and I'm right. Like, I'm not gonna. Here's the thing. I'm not gonna make anything personal. It's not personal. It's just our opinions when it comes to which way the market's gonna go. How I look at it is, I have seen through my soon-to-be 10-year anniversary in crypto.
Nice.
Is that these markets won't allow you to log on to buy anything. So it's not going to go down and say, Jake Gagan, the price is at 4,000. Go ahead and buy. Like, no, it's not going to work that way. You're not going to have the opportunity to do that. And I've seen that happen multiple times where they just shut down. So in the meantime, I know where crypto is going. I have history saying the bottom is in. And if the 0.01% chance that I am wrong, I will gladly ride that bad boy up. Because listen up, people. I'm all about teaching. I'm all about showing my experiences. What have I found, Colt, if I was too worried about buying in crypto? What have I found, Dom, if I was too worried about buying crypto? What have I found, proof of memes, if I was too worried about buying crypto? This whole time since 2020 COVID crash, everybody has been saying the market's going to go down, the market's going to die. In that meantime, I've made life-changing money. So I am not changing the way that I have done since then. Even in the last year, for a lot of people have made life-changing money because they've been very aggressive in how they approach crypto. So
it's true.
Even if that, like I said, that 0.01% chance that the bottom is not in, there is still a ton of opportunity to make a ton of money.
You can't believe it's 0.01. You can't.
0.01.
You got to give it a higher. You got to give it a higher. It's at least 5, dude. Even if you're extremely bullish.
All right, a realistic percentage, I would say 75%. No. I would say 80%. The bottom is in. 20% is not.
Dom, what's your percents?
I would say 95% is not 5%.
Jeez.
I'm not joking. I'm giving you the truth. I am 95% certain. I can change that but I am led completely by my man Jerome Powell and monetary policy.
Did you just call him your man?
Flag.
Come on, man.
Red flag. Red flag. Dom is. I don't know where Dom at.
Tell you what, it's because I got the CIA and Mossad after me. I need to cozy up to the Fed.
Yeah, can the Vemp page tweet that Dom just said? Jerome Powell is my man. Jerome Powell.
You're gonna get all kinds of clips on that one.
I'm gonna call him JP.
Yeah,
JP now on.
JP.
That's what he is to me. But yeah, I 95% is like that's me being very fair. Like I am 95%.
I go 60.
My 20% is it wicks down to 15.5. It'll be back above 17.5 before you know it.
Really?
You won't have the chance. It'll be poop poop.
And Dom, what's your like conservative predictions for the low, and then maybe even like worst case, like where could it go?
I think the next place, if it breaks the lows, I think the next place it finds real support will be at 14.
14.
But
a lot of people say that. I think that gets front ran. That's why I said 15.5.
I think there'll be some buy pressure on the way down, maybe like but there isn't much really like resistance. But it might have a little bounce in between, but I think it will be fairly violent once it takes out 17. I think 2,000 points just isn't going to cut it for people's panic, because once it actually takes out the low, people are going to be pretty worried.
What if it goes from 30,000 to 15.5, which is a 50% drop, and that's your capitulation? That's what I'm thinking about. If I'm wrong, it's going to 30,000, and it will drop 15% within a week and a half. Scare the living crap out of everybody. Everyone's thinking 14 is that number, because I knew right when you said that. That's what you were going to say, and you don't get that. And then it goes right back up before you even know.
It could do. I mean, I'm one of those people who, when I'm putting a stop loss, for example, if I'm selling $20 a point at 3,950 and I want to put my stop at like 3,970, I'll think, oh no, because the fact I want to do that means other people want to do that. I'll put it at 392. Oh, actually, that's a whole number. I'll put it at 392.6 because then it's not 0.25. So I'm always trying to guess other people's psychology to not get wicked out, because there's nothing more frustrating than getting like wicked out just on a stop by someone trying to hunt your stop losses. But yeah, I'm always cautious, and I always I'll never, as in if you look at all my trades on the SPX right now, I'm $100 a point short, and I do 20 a time at different levels, because I much prefer to do it that way. So I'll start buying from like 16 probably, but thinking and averaging in just until like 14. And then if I'm wrong, then you
got some in.
Exactly.
Wow. So I think the cool thing about this is that someone will be right and someone will be wrong. And I think I'm like 60-40 thinking that the bottom is not in, 40% thinking that it is. Happy about that. But I think it's, that chart that you pulled up is so interesting, because I don't know one person that's bullish. And B-Roots is technically not even bullish, right? He's more bullish than most, but it's like that chart you pulled up, Don, where it's like, this is the least fear that's been in the market. Is that just because people believe that the bottom is already in? And it's not necessarily bullish, but people are like, hey, there's not worse to come.
Well, a lot's changed in like crypto. Like a lot of it's come about with these brokers, with Robinhood and with like, interactive brokers and all of these others. There's other charts that I wouldn't be able to find really, really quickly, but basically options are now retail instruments. They never used to be. Nobody ever used to trade options, put and calls. Nobody even knew what put and call was 5 years ago. And now every man and his dog is trading them. And whereas it used to be that like 10 to 20% of options were 24-hour expiry, there used to be weekly options, monthly options. Now, 70% of the market's options are 24 hours, which causes insane volatility. And you can see it in the intraday swings that we've seen. Like it goes up like 2%, then by the end of the day, it'll be down 2%. Like that isn't normal, which is why, again, I say that whenever you have volatile markets and whenever stuff is behaving erratically, you've got to remember that everyone who is buying based on like a consensus of X has never happened before, therefore it won't happen, has been proved wrong. And when those people are betting so heavily based on past performance and it goes wrong, like with bonds, where it's the worst bond bear market since like the 1940s. And where you have that sort of history of buying the dip and being right, you get tons of people who have done that and they are wrong and they get liquidated and they lose tons. It's like when 3 Arrows Capital got liquidated with the Luna stuff. It was a black swan. They didn't expect Luna, therefore they were going long. And because it hadn't happened before, they got wiped out. And all it takes is one bad derivatives trade, one under collateralization, and like you blow up a financial institution, that financial institution owes X financial institution, it can't pay that back, therefore, and just the whole financial system is so interlinked that when you have this volatility, nobody comes out completely unscathed, and you don't find out about it until it's too late, because financial institutions have no reason to tell anybody, because then if they do, they will fail. Because if you tell people you might fail, you will, because inevitably people sell your stock, they take their money out, and everyone's calling on back in their debts, and they don't have the money to pay. So that's why I'm bearish, because I think that inevitably somebody has already screwed up somewhere. We just need to find out where.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's definitely some things that are set to break here in the near future. Guys, that's pretty much the show. We just did an hour, a lot of shit to talk about. Good debate here. I love it because it's like, you know, I sit right in the middle, and we have someone that's extremely bearish. We have someone that is extremely bullish as well. And a lot of people in the chat are agreeing with both of you guys. Any final message before we wrap it up here today on the Crypto King Show with everybody's favorite bald CEO, Dominic Ryder?
If you're looking for safety, there's a certain asset-backed protocol called Vemp. Vempire, V-E-M-P is a ticker. It's on BSC and it's on ERC. Best of both worlds.
Nice little shield there before the end of the show. Vemp on both protocols, both blockchains. Vempire currently at a $4.62 million market cap with about 14 million assets. Tough to overlook. Vemp. B-Roots, your final message to the bulls out there or the bears?
Absolutely. Shield Tank. Come visit us on Shield Tank. We will be hosting Vemp and Dom. That's on November 18th. Is that correct date?
Yep.
Yes, November 18th. We will be on Decentraland streaming there. And also tomorrow, Shield Tank, we will be hosting Funny Donald.
Funny Donald
will be on Shield Tank tomorrow.
I might have to pop in. I have a friend coming in town, but I might have to pop in just to let him know who B-Roots' daddy is again.
You didn't do the national anthem, did you?
Oh shit! Should we end it with that?
No, it's too late, man. You can't just end with the national anthem. Like, who does that?
It's too late. But yeah, thank you everybody that tuned in. We appreciate you guys as always. We will be back tomorrow for the Crypto Hour with Rodney, Crypto Journey, and yeah, hope everybody is well. The meeting came out. Very, very interesting stuff covered here. Appreciate all of the Crypto Kings. We hope Ian is having fun fishing in the middle of the ocean while we're just working, slaving away here on this beautiful day. Now, hopefully Ian's enjoying his time out in the ocean. Dom, I hope that you enjoy Portugal and Lisbon, and B-Roots. We'll be in touch soon. Thank you guys so much for coming on. We'll see you next week on the Crypto Kings with everybody's favorite bald CEO show. Thank you guys so much. Have a good day.